Sometimes I'll start a sentence, and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
But I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad?
Calm down, Greg. It's soccer.
And you can't stay off the weed.
This guy's such an idiot here.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Like an improv conversation. Improversation.
Dryer sheets, like everything you can think of.
What's the brand with the blue bottle, pink cap? It's got
That's
like
Downy.
With the teddy bear on it.
I think that's.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Downy. Yeah.
It's got a teddy bear and like cuddling up in a blanket.
Or is it Downy?
I think it starts with a P.
Oh, Purcell?
Purcell? What is that? I think you just made that up.
Teddy Purcell?
Teddy Purcell. Yeah, congratulations. While you look that up,
What did he do?
it's a laundry. Who?
Teddy Purcell.
Nothing. He
You
was.
said congratulations.
Hey, won a Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Did he know 4? Actually, maybe not. Maybe he came in a little bit after.
Dude, the guy was on every team in the NHL, I think, at one point.
I might be thinking of someone else. I don't remember.
What was I looking up now? Downy?
No, yeah, the blue and pink laundry detergent. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to another Improversation, your end of the week feel good Friday show. If you are new to the show, remember to hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen. It is Downey. You are
There is
correct.
one with the bear, too.
There is one with the bear. Maybe
It's called
Snuggles. You're right. There you go. Leave a comment or a review about our show or about Snuggles. We encourage any and all types. Follow us on our social media pages at Improversation Pod on Instagram and TikTok, at Improversation P on Twitter.
Snuggle.
We have Oz in the studio as always.
Not always, but usually sometimes.
Usually most of the time. Check out beanbundle.com. Use promo code IMPROV25. Fresh and different coffee beans for you and your loved ones to try. Delivered right to your door. Promo code IMPROV25. 25% off your month-to-month subscription. Visit beanbundle.com for more. Bean Bundle founders actually reached out to us. They want to come on the podcast.
Legends.
So we'll do a little collab there. Little quick little feature in the future. The Boozy Better. Follow him on Twitter. We got Boozy's picks coming up later in the show. But it's funny. Last week, sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I was just thinking about Boozy. It's made me laugh. Fucking guy.
Boozy's been on fire lately, in more ways than one. But last week when I was leaving, your neighbor had seen me.
Yeah, he actually.
Oh, did he talk to you? Okay,
but what did he say? You tell the story.
Well, he saw me leaving with the Mac and obviously the backpack where I carry the mixer, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing at Mike's all the time with the Mac? Are you guys having a LAN party?" And I was like, "No, but I wish."
I know.
I literally wish it was a LAN party. So what did he say to you?
So this morning, I'm coming back from the gym, right? It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever. I'm getting out of the car. I'm all sweaty. And I just hear, "Oh, hey, Mike." And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, it's just early in the morning. So it kind of startled me a little bit. And he's like, "How's the podcast going?" And I was like, "Oh, good, man." I couldn't remember if I had talked to him about it, right? Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, did I tell you about that? Or did you fucking find it on like my Facebook or something? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, I saw your buddy Gio the other day." And he was like, I see him walking in with the Mac every time. And I was like, "You know what? Are you having a LAN party or what are you doing?" And he's like, he told me you guys do a podcast.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe you should try a laptop instead of a fucking desktop computer.
That's what he told me. And I said, I'm pretty sure I told him, I was like, I used to have a laptop, but it broke and, I tried to get it fixed and it didn't really work out. But honestly, the Mac, Apple in general, their stuff is so easy to use.
And at least you don't have to bring like a CPU the whole.
What's that?
Very versatile.
Very versatile. And exactly, it's all built in. All I need is to carry the screen and the power cord. It's
And I also
really
told him,
not that
I was
hard.
like, well, he's got like all the tech stuff on the computer. And like, I told him he could use my computer if he wants, but it's just easier to do it this way.
We're all
Plus,
about
my computer
simplicity.
Sucks,
Yeah, and we've had many problems in the past.
Yes, technology problems.
Technology and stuff. It's pretty cool, but sometimes we run into issues. So I mean, this is just simple. It's easy. So what's his name again? Your neighbor?
His name's Byron.
Byron. Tell Byron, if he ever wants to come on the pod,
Really cool dude.
Bowen Byron?
Paul, yeah,
Paul Byron?
Byron, yeah, fucking seriously. Kind of looks like Paul Byron too, but he's actually a really cool guy. Like he would totally come in, like really
Have a
smart guy
LAN
too.
party
But
with you, for sure.
yeah, he would totally ball with the boys. You know,
I think
Just want to ball with my
just
boy.
want to
Ball with my bros?
Ball with my bros.
next time
just go inside.
next time I see Byron, we'll see if he wants to ball with our bros
Yeah.
and come on the podcast.
Actually, there's another neighbor of mine. I'm just getting to know all of them now.
you have quite a few.
I do, yeah. And he's Italian. He's from the motherland. He's from Genoa. And I said, love the salami, like a fucking idiot. Like, who says that? Only
be so
idiots.
pissed if
Yeah,
I
I know.
was
I'd be like,
Yeah,
it's like being like, oh, I'm Canadian. I love your syrup, you fucking
I
assholes.
was just gonna say.
Like, oh my God, I felt like such a dick.
Adrian.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah. Like, seriously.
Every time, dude.
Honestly, dude.
It pisses me off.
I don't
a great
fucking
point.
doubt it. Yeah.
There's a few names like that.
Anyway,
I would
he's
think.
he's a straight Italian
Yeah.
accent. He says the food here is the worst. He
Oh,
can't
it
eat
is,
the
100%,
food here.
yeah.
What else did he say? He was talking about the Euro Cup, but I started talking to him because last night he's walking with the soccer ball under his arm, right? And I waved to him. Really nice dude. And he's just like, I'm like, were you playing soccer? And he's like, yeah, just on the field by myself. And I was like, oh, well, I'll get some of the boys and we'll come play like a little soccer with this guy. So, you know.
And then he never texted him again.
Sorry,
Well,
I'll say that again. I had the mic down.
And then he never saw him again.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was last night. I've only actually seen him like 3 times. I didn't even know the woman who lives there. I didn't know if she had like a partner or anything, but it's this guy.
It's Genoa Salam.
Yeah.
Genoa Salam.
His name is Tommaso.
Tommaso?
Yeah.
Tomasino? Tommaso?
Tommaso.
Massimo Siciliano.
Yeah, woof. That guy's, yeah. Look up his
Massimo.
name. He's in a little bit of trouble. You know what's actually not, well, it's not, I guess it's interesting, but I don't know if it'll really be associated. I was told we do have some long lost family that resonates in Montreal. Age group kind of falls around someone that my dad knew that would maybe have second, third cousins. I don't know details. It's just what he told me. Who knows if there's even a relation, but it kind of matches up. What are you playing? Are we getting pulled?
Yeah.
This sounds so familiar.
It's Mob Ties
Mob
by
Ties.
Drake. We're not going to get pulled for 0.3 seconds, are we? Come on.
No, I hope not.
Drake should be paying me to play his song.
Yeah, I'll ask him. So we mentioned last week the Jonas Valanciunas tracker because of JV leaving the raps and the big science, and you know it's our little ode or I don't know.
It's so
what's
funny.
the word for
I brought
it?
JV up to Rico the other day for
Yes.
some reason.
Because he's
Anyways,
Lithuanian.
And
Yeah.
and what did he say about him?
I don't know.
Don't put it there. Don't put it there.
Yeah, we discussed this.
We
figured
discussed
that
that
out.
problem.
We
Yeah.
figured that out.
Thing that you would
Mike was getting
Well, come on. Come on.
Mike was getting a phone call mid recording, so he luckily and properly did not answer.
Yeah, exactly. I follow the rules sometimes.
But what were you talking about
With
about
Rico,
JV?
I don't know. I can't remember. I brought it up in relation to like LeBron or something, and like I was like, some people have enough talent to win, or just purely talented, and other players have to work really hard, like JV, who just puts it all out there on the court, but he's just a little just not. He just doesn't have that talent level. But I know his heart is in the right place and his mind is in the right place. So like I don't know.
Fan favorite.
Yeah,
Baby.
so JV was a topic of conversation for me this week as well.
So the JV tracker, we're going to be keeping track of him all season long.
I fucking love it.
NBA preseason started a couple days ago. The Raps' first game in Toronto in like 2 years. I forget the actual number. The OG Oz was at the game.
OG Oz, yeah.
He was at that first game. That's big news right there. That must have been a good experience. He said he was actually wasn't too busy, but you know, it's good
Sounded
to be
pretty wild in there.
Good to be in a live atmosphere again. But the JV tracker, he played 20 minutes last night in the Pelicans 104-86 win over the Magic. In 20 minutes, he had 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. So he almost pulled off a double-double.
That's pretty nice.
In his first game as a Pelican.
20 minutes.
Yeah, in 20 minutes.
Half a game. Half a game.
Less than half a game.
Yeah. What is it, 48 minutes? Total?
48 minutes, yeah. So less
What
than
does
half.
he usually play?
He plays he's a starter typically.
Yeah,
wherever
he'd probably
he's
play around half an hour. I don't know.
Probably about
totally
28 to 30.
That's about average for a good NBA player in the regular season.
That's
I
the
believe.
difference between like the NBA too, is like the starting five can play the majority of the game. You're subbing your guys in maybe in the second quarter, at the beginning of the second, and the beginning of the fourth, and then
Yeah,
that's kind of it. Or
fair
end
enough.
of the third.
We're gonna have a lot of sports on the podcast in the next coming little while because you know it's
Sports season.
October. October baseball, the postseason's happening. You know, the Red Sox defeating the Yankees. They're on to play the Rays. And the Dodgers defeating the Cardinals last night in that wild card game. And they're going to play the Giants in the first round.
For the first time ever.
For the first time ever. Yeah. And they're huge rivals, are they not? Yeah. I believe they are. I mean, well, California, right? LA, San Fran. So correct. We'll be keeping up with that. NFL season. We'll give you Boozy's picks right now. He's a little bit of a cold streak, admittedly so.
How did you do last week?
Last week, including Thursday and Monday, he went 2-5. Yeah, so a bit of a rough one.
Dude, I got to do my pick'ems this week.
Yeah, you can do that right now while I read out the picks. You just got to give me a quick yay or nay. And obviously, if you don't like the pick, I will give you the classic LeVar.
You are a hater.
So the 8 a.m. game. There's a game in London, England, believe it or not.
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, Hagrid's going to be doing the coin toss out there for the lads. You're a blizzard, Harry.
You're a blizzard.
So the absinthe, the Jets and the Falcons are in London. The Jets are +3. He's going with the Falcons as -3 favorites. Do you like the pick, Michael?
No.
You are a hater.
All right.
Well, just because like the Jets got their first W last week.
Yes, so
the Falcons won last week, right?
I think they lost to the Giants. Or was that 2 weeks ago?
Who did they play? The Giants. You're right. They did lose to the Giants.
No, I'm lying. The Giants played New Orleans, and the Giants won overtime. I forget.
They played another really terrible team that I had to pick between.
The Falcons. Yeah, Oz, you can look that up. That's why we got you here.
Yeah, what am I doing over here?
Who'd they play last week? The Giants.
No, that was 2 weeks ago, dude. Washington, and they lost by a couple points, right?
Yeah, so they lost by a couple points, right? Mm. And the Jets, I don't know. It's a tough call. Like, in a game where two shitty teams are playing each other, I typically like to choose the underdog because it gives me, I think it's going to be...
No, you don't like him?
He doesn't know.
Like, I just typically think, like, it's going to be a close game, like that Falcons-Washington game, even the Jets, even the Giants, and the...
They're losing to shit squads, plus they're winning to shit squads by 3 points.
Yeah, but if they win by 3 points in this game, they won't cover that spread.
It's right on the spread.
So that's why I would choose
logic. Throwing it back at Boozy's face. Well, to continue with the Saints and the Washington football team, as we brought them up, the Saints are -2.5 favorites at Washington. He's going with Washington +2.5, riding the dog. Do you like the pick, Michael?
Who's he going with? Sorry,
Washington over New Orleans. 2.5 underdogs. He's taking the points at home.
I don't know, man. New Orleans is a tough one to.
That's the wrong one.
And that's the other thing. I don't look at who's at home and who's away when I make my picks.
Interesting.
It does matter, especially in football. It really matters.
Climates, temperature, weather.
I probably would
outdoor, indoor.
I probably would choose Washington over New Orleans myself.
All right, so I take back the LeVar clip.
Given them being underdogs as well, like I think New Orleans is a crapshoot this year. Like the first game they dominated, the second game they fucking skunked. I think
our boy Jameis
26-7 by the Panthers.
Yeah,
right. Like it was like an absolute just debacle for them. So like
it's just inconsistency,
and that's what you get when you don't know who your quarterback is, or like Jameis Winston sometimes, or not. I don't know.
He's really taken a good grasp on the information.
Oh my God, stop.
Moving to the later afternoon games, the Browns +1.5 at the LA Chargers. He's going with the Chargers. That's your boy, Justin Herbert, 1.5 point favorites. He's calling it his lock of the week. We need a good little radio sound like lock of the week.
Yeah. Like breaking news. No.
That's just the whistle. Lock of the week, Chargers. I think we can all agree with that one. And
over Cleveland?
Yes.
I mean, Cleveland's
LA
playing well, though.
Oh, no.
And every time I bet against Cleveland, they prove me wrong.
Yeah, okay.
But still, fuck Cleveland, and I will continue to bet against the Browns every time.
Is it because you went to go see a game in Cleveland?
And they lost.
1.5 points, so it is a close one. It's a pick'em. This one is not that close. It's not really a pick'em. The Giants +7.5 at the Dallas Cowboys. Boozy's going with the Cowboys -7.5. I like the pick.
I didn't go with the Cowboys last week. I didn't think they'd cover that spread.
They're rolling right now. They're playing the Giants. Shit division.
Yeah.
They're at home.
Rolling right now though. Like I bet on the Cowboys every week except for last week because I really believe they're going to fucking do well. I mean,
yeah, they're rolling right now, and the Giants are a walk.
between Detroit and
I picked my lines, cover the spread.
Vikings. You think they're going to cover that spread?
Division game. Detroit's been in it, other than a couple blunders where they've really choked and, threw up mom spaghetti all over themselves. Make that Detroit
classic.
reference.
We got meatballs. We got vegan meatballs.
Dan Campbell's still looking to bite some kneecaps.
But the thing is, I got JJ and Thielen as my receivers, and I'm just hoping they're going to put up 3 touchdowns each.
Well,
so every week I want to bet on Minnesota. I don't do this properly, everyone. That's why I don't tell everyone my picks every week.
The Lions, they are lacking a bit on the defensive side of the ball. So, Cousins is probably going to throw a lot. You got 2 great wide receivers. On to the Sunday night game, the Bills at the Chiefs. That's set to be... Oh, you can hear that car coming through the headphones. That is set to be a doozy, declared by Boozy.
I do declare.
He's going with the Bills, plus 2.5. He's taking the Dogs. Do you like the pick over the Chiefs?
I do.
At Arrowhead.
I do. You know what? The Bills have skunked their opponents, I think, 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, it was against Houston and Miami, I believe.
I don't even care.
Miami.
That's impressive. This is football we're talking about.
I have Buffalo defense.
You can get a point pretty easily.
Them?
I don't know, man.
You have Buffalo defense? I would
throw.
start Buffalo defense. They're a great defense. I think that Mahomes is under a lot of pressure right now. Probably the most he's ever been in his career, which hasn't been very long.
Not very. You got an MVP. Exactly.
An MVP,
yep.
So, whatever.
I'm scared.
But, I really think he's kind of on the no, I don't want to say the downhill. I just think it's just an off year for him. And, I think Buffalo's going to do really well this year.
Josh Allen,
That's a good team.
Josh Allen's still out there to prove it with his MVP season.
Really like the way that their team is comprised. Yeah, it's great. So I would probably pick Buffalo over KC. And KC, they had a double-digit spread the other time or a couple weeks ago, or they had a weird spread against a shitty team. And I picked it, and they completely didn't even... I don't even think they won the game.
They're 2-2, dude.
I know.
2-2, yeah.
And so, now every time I see KC on my sheet, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do with these guys.
Yep.
Stresses me out.
Going to be some good games. To reiterate, Boozy went 2-5 last week, but obviously looking to turn it around. And his lock of the week, who he has as the Chargers this week, he's 3-1 all time. Remember to follow him on Twitter at BoozyBetter to get all your picks. For Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, you can hear the Sunday picks, obviously, right here on the podcast every Friday, but be sure to follow him for more. Mike, I honestly, today, I was doing a little bit of thinking, and, we try and come up with segments every now and then, and I came up with another segment today, but I'm not going to take full credit for it because, a bunch of other programs, TV shows do this kind of thing, but we're just going to change the name. If you're familiar with one of our favorite shows, Pardon the Interruption, shout out Tony and Mike.
Legend.
They used to do the role play game. Right, so we're kind of going to do the same thing, but this one's going to be called Worry or Remove Worry. And I'm going to bring up a situation, and as that person, the main one around that situation, you're going to tell me if you're worried or you're going to remove the worry. You got no problem with it at all.
Okay.
All right? You want to do a quick example? So I got 5 written down.
Okay.
So we're going to do this, and you tell me when to stop.
Okay, let's hit stop.
All right, so number 2. So situation number 2, and this is actually the perfect one to get started. Worry or remove worry. You're a Maple Leafs fan. Are you worried or not about this upcoming season?
You got to define worry. Am I worried that they're not going to win?
Okay.
No.
Here.
Do I believe that they're not going to win? Yeah, kind of. So
all right, let me refine it a little bit.
Yes, I'm worried, if that's what you want me to say.
You're Kyle Dubas.
Yes, okay. If I'm Kyle Dubas, I'm fucking trembling right now.
Are you worried or not worried that the Leafs will miss the playoffs?
I'm worried. I got question marks on my goaltenders. I got question marks on my D end. I got question marks on half of my forwards. I'm fucking worried if I'm Kyle Dubas. It's a big old
question mark.
If you watch the Leafs show, he seems worried a good amount of the time.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because dude, it's not working out.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
He's literally up there playing fucking playing cards with magnets on a board.
That is pretty neat how you can get all the info of the player. I think they even had where they were drafted, their hometown. That's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah,
but
they had bullet points on each person.
It's good to have your name, age, position, and salary because obviously, as we know with the NHL, and this is the one thing I hate that Gary Bettman has done in his tenure is bring in the salary cap, and you're forced to look at players as literally not even the player
Well,
per se. You're looking at him as a number,
You see when-
as a puzzle piece.
When he pulls like Mikheyev in and shit, and like he's kind of Mikheyev was like, it's hard for me to do anything when I'm getting 11 minutes of playing time a night. If I can get like 15, 16, then I have more opportunities in his broken English accent.
Yeah.
He gets like 16 chances a night
So
and he can't do shit with
Dubas
it.
Yeah.
was like, hey, listen, you're a big part of this team, whether you're playing 11 minutes or 18 minutes. And he's
Skate
like,
up and down the ice, and you're
he's
still
like-
valuable to us.
he's like, you're valuable to us, even though you're not putting the puck in the net when you're not getting points. He's like, you're doing everything else right except for putting the puck in the net. That's
Did you
kinda
have
what
a
he said
problem
to
with the way he answered that question to him? Like, was it a bit of a soft approach? Because if Mikheyev came to me and I was Kyle Dubas, I would have been like, look, man, you're not getting the minutes because you're not doing anything when you do have the minutes.
You know what?
You don't want to completely shoot the guy down and ruin his morale, but
It's really tough for
This is
Kyle
the NHL.
Dubas. For Kyle Dubas, he's probably like, I don't know, 12, 13 years older than Mikheyev. Like, he's sitting there looking at him, and like, maybe that's an exaggeration, maybe like 15.
Dubas is
20
pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, but like, so he comes in, right? And like, if I'm getting a 40-year-old GM yelling at me saying, this is the way that it's been, like some old school head honcho,
Lou.
big swinging dick, exactly. Like, I would not receive that very well. Like, I'd
Yeah,
be like, you're
fair.
not Lou, you're not all these old GM legends, you're not Brian Burke. Like, you can't come in here and talk to me like that. So I think he probably did what he needed to do. I just think that he's just not the right guy for the job, because the Toronto Maple Leafs need someone with some
Cutthroat.
credibility and who can, lay the fucking law down. And I just don't think he's that
You
guy.
can't pussyfoot around every fucking little
No.
ordeal.
Yeah.
You can't, but when you're Kyle Dubas, you kind of have to, because you have no.
A bunch of prima donnas on your fucking team.
Well, there's that, but you
First of
also
all.
have no credibility, really. Like, you've been in the league for 3 years. You're the youngest GM in the league. Who's going to sit there and listen to you and take you seriously if you're going to sit there and yell at you?
Shanahan, who's a legend.
That's the thing.
You know,
Yeah.
like you have people in
But
there.
It's
that
like,
are
would you be
respected.
scared of someone who's got a really rich dad who said, my dad's gonna sue you if you fucking punch me? Like, that's like Dubas and Shanahan. Like, people aren't gonna respect Dubas because he's got a rich daddy. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
know what I
But
mean?
he's unproven at the NHL level. He has done a lot of transactions, free agency trades. Some have gone well, some have gone really poorly, and that just comes with the territory. But for a guy who's been in the NHL for probably about 6-7 years now, but really at the GM position for as long as Tavares has been, that was like the first thing he did. So it's been like 3-4
this is
years.
his fourth
year. Yeah. I mean, you still got a lot to prove. Like, sure, you got the guys locked up to contracts. Are they the best contracts? No. And I think majority would agree they're not that great. But he has made some good trades. If you're looking at Muzzin and Campbell, that was a good trade. I mean,
What did we trade? We traded
Trevor Moore and
which I love Trevor Moore.
Carl Grunstrom, who at the
Didn't do
time,
anything. You have 14.
You're right.
Right now.
You're right.
Yeah.
And that's why, like,
Yeah.
he was an expendable piece for sure. I'm not disappointed by
Carl
sending him
Grunstrom at the time was supposed to be a good prospect. I don't think he's really done much, but I mean, look at it now. Jack Campbell's one of your starting goaltenders, and Muzzin is a linchpin
Is
at
like
your back end.
fucking top defenseman right now.
But it does go the other way. Nazem Kadri, Tyson Barrie, terrible trade.
Horrible.
Jared McCann, they literally had to give away a prospect and a draft pick just to keep Kerfoot.
Yeah.
Right?
Because so I heard
There's
someone
more.
explain
There's
it.
other little ones like
Oh,
Cody
of course,
Ceci.
of
Terrible.
course. Horrible signing.
Terrible. Yeah.
Horrible signing.
Sorry, what were you going to say though?
Well, horrible trade. But
Yeah.
he I don't remember. What was I
They
saying?
did re-sign him though for
Yeah,
that
they
extra
did.
year.
So they
Yeah.
re-signed him.
It was
So
both.
horrible
Yeah.
fucking signing. It was
Yeah.
like $4 million or something stupid. too.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh,
Five,
yeah.
maybe.
$4 million. Can you believe that?
It was like 5. I think it was almost 5.
Yeah. I don't know. That was disgusting.
It's funny. I follow a lot of Ottawa Senators Twitter now for writing and stuff, and I don't know. People are giving them fans shit, like Edmonton, Toronto fans, Montreal fans, because Brady Tkachuk is still not signed, and it's like, well, Brady Tkachuk might not be signed, but he's probably going to come back eventually. At least my top 4D doesn't involve Cody Ceci, Duncan Keith, and Tyson Barrie. And I was like, oh man. That kind of cuts deep a little bit because, Tyson Barrie, like as you said, because you picked him up in fantasy, he'll get the playoff, he'll get the points, but Duncan Keith, who knows how he's going to turn out? And Cody Ceci, I mean, there's enough of a track record of Cody Ceci to know what he is
and
in the NHL.
And then there's also Tyson Barrie, who's a fucking, you might as well put $20 on black or red. You never know what you're going to get from him. I drafted a hockey team, a fantasy hockey team, and I got all the players I fucking hate.
You were doing it live.
Drafted, sometimes they get points, though.
Well, they do, and that's the problem. Like Tyson Barrie, it's hard to ignore that he was top scoring defenseman last year.
McDavid.
Yep.
Right. That as well, playing on the power play with two of the most potent offensive players in the league.
Keeper,
yeah. Exactly. Like I almost fucking, like this league I'm in, they have hits and blocks. So I almost drafted like Radko Gudas.
Big fighter.
Gouda cheese, yeah.
Gouda cheese. All right, Mike, tell me when to stop again. And he did. So number 1, Mike, you're Adam Silver in the NBA. Are you worried or not worried about the report about Terrence Williams and the NBA health and welfare plan? So for those of you that don't know the story, basically Terrence Williams and I think 18 other NBA players were involved in this alleged $4 million health insurance fraud scheme. So this is NBC New York, and we'll let the boys in blue here describe it for you.
More than a dozen former NBA players, including some well-known names, have been charged in the Southern District of New York with health insurance fraud. The scheme here to allegedly rip off the NBA-related health plan. News 4's chief investigative reporter Jonathan Dean's in the newsroom with all the details.
Adam, the FBI arresting the former players this morning, and criminal charges expected to be announced by the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District later today. The FBI says this health care ripoff scheme was run by former Nets player Terrence Williams. Prosecutors say it was a widespread scheme to rip off the NBA's health fund with fake invoices and fraudulent claims to the tune of over $4 million. In exchange for allegedly running the fraud scheme, players allegedly kicked back money to Williams. Other players named in the indictment include players like Sebastian Telfair, who's from Brooklyn. Some others named include former Nets players C.J. Watson and Antoine Wright. Also charged Darius Miles, who was a past 3rd overall pick in the draft. He played for the Clippers and the Cavaliers. The arrests taking place in several states. Some of the former players are expected to appear in federal court in Lower Manhattan today.
Like, what if they weren't in the country?
Houses where the arrests took place.
They go into extradition, like if they're in.
That's the word I was about to say. Indictments. That's the wrong word.
And the NBA for comment. Investigators say the scheme started.
Yeah,
Glenn Davis in like Puerto Rico's American, so like that's a bad example. But
aren't they owned by the U.S. though? Technically,
Rico,
like they're whatever they call it.
They're like a domestic state.
Domestic. I was gonna
whatever. Like I don't know. It's like anyway. I was gonna say it's like fucking the Vatican in Rome or something, but it's, it's still kind of different. It's like Hawaii. No, Hawaii is also a state. I don't know. Fuck, man.
I know what you. Don't worry. I got what you're saying. It's
like Turks and Caicos in Canada.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Silver, Mr. Silver, are you worried about this report? Does it put a black eye on the NBA for a little bit, or
no? It's not. It's not the worst thing in the world. It certainly doesn't surprise me. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, considering all the fucking other shit that these guys have gotten involved. Not these guys specifically, but like players, in the past. Doesn't surprise me. It's so like, I don't know. I'm not worried about it if I'm Adam Silver, but
I guess the reason I had brought that initial question up
dampens the respectability or the credibility of the players. Maybe
it's the players. It's not Adam Silver or the NBA.
Yeah.
They came down on the players.
Yeah, they're coming down hard, right? So that's how I feel. Like Adam Silver is probably happy that they got arrested for this because he's making a point saying you can't do this shit.
Again.
Yeah,
they're gonna have more regulation over it.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get fucking Terrence Williams out here giving out fake.
Just crazy notes. That this was.
Fake invoices, like
just insane that people thought they could get away with this, and B, that no one, either management of the team or agents of the players or representation of the players, like how is someone letting this happen for a measly total $4 million when these guys all made $6 million plus probably in their careers. Like
Terrence got what, 250,000 in kickbacks,
right?
230, yeah,
right. So like
players or 17 players.
So like, come on, man. That's you guys would get that in half a year, not even that. Like you'd get that in a quarter of a year.
I guess the reason why I asked that question originally was because what is the reasoning? Maybe these are just 18 random cases and they just all colluded together, but is there a bigger story here? Like, does the NBA not paying these guys properly, or they not getting the proper benefits, or do you think it's just a couple?
I think it's a scheme.
Yeah, it's just some guys that were like,
yo, this is what.
Don't get me wrong. I was like, hey, why don't I just, call my doctor and say, can you send me a fucking invoice for like $200 so I can just write it off on my benefits and get $200 back?
Yeah.
Like, the thought has crossed my mind. I would never do it because I'm not fucking stupid. I know, like,
What
insurance fraud, tax fraud, those
It's
are
a
some of the
real thing.
hardest things that people, like, the government will come down on.
Yeah.
Because if that shit falls apart,
Especially
then the whole
insurance
world falls
companies.
apart. Yeah.
Holy, man.
Like, you never want to be in litigation with an insurance company ever. So, like, I mean, I just never would do that personally.
Yeah, not worried.
Because I'm aware of the consequences and I know how, like, the shit that would happen if I got caught. And
No
like,
one's bigger than the law.
it sucks because these guys are probably, they were probably at the time thinking I can get a little bit of extra money and go out fucking partying or on vacation.
Let's go buy a car.
But now they're gonna probably have to give up whatever money they had to fight this or to pay off fines or. So it's just I hate that it's the NBA or their agents or whoever let it happen because I really believe that there's a due diligence on the part of the NBA, on the part of people's agents, that someone should be really managing every aspect of these people's lives because like it's different than just a regular employee.
Like we work at a bank and it goes through 3 levels of approval for a wire.
Right. So that's what I mean.
If there's
like,
one person looking at the invoice and saying, "Oh yeah, that's like okay,"
right,
and not double checking it, triple checking.
And this is
it.
like the NBA too. So like
you never want to lose money.
Yeah.
You think they would be more diligent?
It's not a lot of money. That's why they thought it could slip through with all the dollars and cents going through the NBA. But I mean, come on.
Yeah. So I don't know. It sucks. They're stupid, but
not worried.
Let's do one more here. If we land on one of those numbers,
yes,
3. Okay.
Mikey's favorite number.
Yeah.
We can both answer this one, I think.
Okay.
You're Marc Bergevin. Are you worried or not about your job being in jeopardy because it was announced today in the press conference he did not sign an extension? He's going into this season on his final year in his deal. Are you worried because of that? And the significance of how much the roster has depleted since the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, Shea Weber, it looks like he's probably not going to play. Might be done the rest of his career. Yet to be full information on that.
TBD.
They lost Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Jonathan Drouin has come back, so that might be a little juice in the lineup.
They did add some good pieces, so I don't
Mike Hoffman they added, but then he got hurt. He's going to be out for a little while.
Right, he did get hurt.
And then obviously the news today about Carey Price getting into the player assistance program with the NHL and the NHLPA. So are you worried if you're Marc Bergevin about your job?
Did he decline the option to re-sign, or did they just not re-sign him?
I just don't think it was
they just
put on the table.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm Marc Bergevin, in my personal opinion, I'm not worried because I think he actually has done a pretty decent job considering, even though it's been a bit of a rocky ride in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he could find another job in the NHL. But I also think like he's done what he wanted to do, brought them to a Stanley Cup final, almost won. So
I don't know about almost.
Well, I mean, like
they got there.
I mean, like they got to the final.
Got there, yeah.
So that's almost winning in compared to the rest of the
league.
The teams in the
Leafs.
Yeah. Like they almost won. Like that was a pretty fucking great run for a team that was not expected to do that. He's had lots of hiccups with Carey Price throughout the years, with Shea Weber being injured. He's had the
PK Subban, Max Pacioretty.
He's made some really good moves. He's made some really questionable moves.
Yep.
But I still think his heart's in the right place. I think he cares about that team more than maybe anything.
Mm-hmm.
And just the passion when he's like out, like when Carey Price gets that win to close out a series against like Edmonton or Winnipeg, like they were like, he was just like ecstatic when they would win. And like he loved to see
ecstatic.
Well, I would, but like I would,
not
but then
the GM. You know,
it's his job, and he has no control over what happens on the ice. He can just put it together and hope for the best.
Right. So like I don't know. I like the passion that he has. He's kind of a fucking dick sometimes, obviously, but like if I'm him, I don't think I'm worried. I think if he does his job this year, just manages the team properly and manages all the crazy stuff going on with like Carey Price and Shea Weber properly. We'll see what he does in the before the trade deadline and stuff. But I don't think he should be worried. he may not be back in Montreal, but I think if worst case scenario, he gets a little vacation time and he'll be back somewhere eventually. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm not super worried.
The Carey Price news today or yesterday, past future, really hit the team and hit the news, hit the league with the hard news that he's getting into the player assistance program. There's no details. We don't need to know the details. It's none of our business to know the details. And you kind of just hope for the best. You hope that he gets better and this program works, and you kind of just leave it at that. And I don't know. That's really all I got to say about that.
And you got to think like Bergevin probably has a really good relationship.
Absolutely,
with him because
of course.
He's been there for a long time with Carey Price, and Carey's been there obviously for a long time.
He's his guy.
One of the only players still there probably when he first joined the team and stuff. So I'm sure they developed a really close relationship, and like you said, he's the guy in Montreal. So
he should be their captain. Obviously, no disrespect to Shea Weber.
I agree. He's the guy. So it's tough. As a manager of something to see your top player struggling and suffering on a personal level. So maybe if I'm Bergevin, I'm worried on a personal level about that. But
yeah.
Anyway, would you rather? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do so. I mean, did you like that segment?
I did. It was a good segment. Yeah,
I think it's easy to relate. Are you worried or not for topics all throughout the week?
Yeah.
I don't know how funny people would find this, but I was gonna say, you're Brian Laundrie. Are you worried or not worried that Dog the Bounty Hunter is gonna catch you soon? I don't even know much about that story. All I just see is
I don't know. Dog said he would have him by the end of the day, a week ago, and I don't hear shit. And Dog's flying planes around saying aloha, Brian.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Okay, it wasn't?
No,
was it fake?
Yeah, but Dog
that's
said
hilarious.
No, it wasn't fake. Someone put it up.
Yeah, but
it wasn't him.
Right.
That's my whole issue with that whole scenario, because it's obviously a very serious thing. Someone got murdered, and there's celebrities, YouTuber,
and then
TikTok
Dog's coming out,
and then you got Dog the fucking bounty hunter, who's I guess he's a bounty hunter, but
I'd want him on the case too. Come on,
it's a reality TV show. I would probably try and get some proper FBI or whatever in there. Fucking
his
Dog
wife has just been filming documenting the entire thing.
His new wife?
Yeah, the new one.
I don't even know her name.
Phone.
I didn't know he had a new wife. I didn't know he
I knew that.
Married 3 months after.
Yeah, it wasn't long after. It was kind of sketchy,
what a
but
savage, bro. I mean, I'm not judging, because
no.
what he went through is tough to see your partner.
I mean, hey, in last week's Would You Rather, you said you'd move on pretty quickly.
Oh, fuck. I think she doesn't listen.
I had some comments about some people telling me about that. They thought that was hilarious. They loved it. But let's jump into some Would You Rather. So let's hit the stop button, Mike, and 1:39.
It was 2 years after Beth died.
Oh, okay.
So that's not bad.
That's a little bit longer.
It's about an average time.
It's a little bit longer than 3 months. The first Would You Rather. Would you rather lose your long-term memory or your short-term memory?
I'm going...
This is deep.
Short-term.
This is deep, yeah?
I'm going short-term.
Because
you want to know
too.
why? Because my phone has all short-term memory on it right now. If I forget something, I'll just look it up on my phone. I can just see what happened.
So you're saying you already have short-term memory?
Write it in my phone, yeah, pretty much. But long-term, when I was 10, for example, I didn't have a cell phone. I couldn't record shit on videos. So those memories are a lot more valuable to me than memories I'm making with you right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, bingo! You hit the nail on the head.
That's
absolutely.
why we record it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
Well, sometimes I don't even fucking remember what we talked about on the episode until I watch it. So
happens all the time.
I black out sometimes.
That was a pretty easy one.
I blacked out doing deadlifts today.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was fine.
Did you pass out? Hit
I
the
didn't
ground?
fall. I did my last one, and then all of a sudden I was sitting down, and I was like, I don't remember getting from A to B.
Yeah, that happens. Good. This is probably not really safe, but you ever notice sometimes when you're driving?
Oh yeah,
and you go. Let's say you're going from your house down the street, and you're like, "How the hell did I just get here?"
All the time,
going back and forth from Ottawa to Toronto.
There's been some times where I've driven from Thornhill to Oakville, and the next thing you know, I'm at home, and I'm like, I don't even remember the drive.
Me neither, dude. I used to drive from Waterloo to St. Catharines, and sometimes I'd be halfway up the QEW in Grimsby, and I'm like, I have no recollection of how I got here. It's quite scary.
Fair enough. All right, next, Would You Rather, number 74. Would you rather be in a zombie apocalypse or a robot apocalypse?
I think we've had this, no?
I don't know. Maybe. Oz, let's see if you can
is the sheet there?
Find the sheet somewhere. But let's give your answer anyway.
I would hate to have a contradicting answer to one of my previous answers.
Well, let's not have a little bit of dead air here.
You know what? Maybe we didn't watch. Maybe we didn't. I think it was just one.
You know
that
what? I'd say Zombie Apocalypse for sure.
Yeah, you think so?
And you know what, Mike? I found
it's like Terminator.
We did do this one. Hold on, we did do this one. I got the sheet. Okay. So let's not do a.
And I don't remember
episode.
if what I said. I think I said robots because it'd be kind of cool.
Why? You'd be dead instantly.
You just spray them with water. I think that's exactly what I said last time too.
I think it was. So I've rolled the dice 3 times now, and I've gotten ones that have been we've done every single time. 187 looking at the list, and I think we are in the clear. So Mike, you want to hit this next one up?
Sure. Would you rather be serenaded by Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake? Probably Timberlake.
Give me JT. Let's go.
I fucking love that beauty, man. That guy was like a fucking legend when we grew up.
I feel like that question's a little bit dated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
is.
Like a lot of people
it's clearly
our age
saying, how old are you?
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant to say. The last would you rather here, we landed on the big 100.
Depends though. If Jay Biebs was there, maybe Matthews would be with him.
Would you rather? Here's another voice one. Would you rather have Adele's voice or Normani's dance
Probably
moves?
Adele, because I don't even know who Normani is.
Yeah, who's Normani? You want to look that up, Oz?
Hello from the other side.
Jeez, sorry for the headphones and the speakers right there,
I'm not
folks.
sorry. That's a beautiful voice by Adele.
Is this it? The American singer?
Normani, yeah. Click on her. Should we watch some of her dance moves? Do you think... You know, Paula Abdul was like a very like legitimate
I didn't know
dancer.
and she was also like a singer too, I think. Like she had a song. She has a pretty famous
did.
song.
She did have a song.
Normani dances and Sam Smith.
So I'll watch the Normani, and we'll just do here. We'll take no music. I think that's her, I would guess.
I'm taking Adele 100 times.
Dude, but have you ever wanted, like...
I'd want a lot of money.
Okay, how about this?
And that's what I want.
Would you rather have... Would you rather have... I'm going to do my own. Would you rather have Andrea Bocelli's voice or Michael Jackson's dance moves?
Andrea Bocelli.
Oh, dude.
Still.
I mean, I can't disrespect the legend Andrea Bocelli, but if you could dance like Michael Jackson...
Dude, that guy's got the voice of Jesus himself.
I agree.
You're not bringing in the views. I'm sorry.
With dance moves?
Yeah, no.
Dude, come
Look
on.
At this. Normani, net worth $4 million. Adele, hold on.
Okay,
dancing is cool, but I can only
Andrea
watch it
Bocelli
for so long.
net worth compared to Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson has a voice.
I bet you Andrea Bocelli's pretty up there.
190 million.
The guy sang
Adele.
like the guy did Midnight Mass. He sang a song like in the fucking Vatican by himself.
Yeah,
like,
I agree, but that's not really going to change your net worth,
maybe, dude,
or anything like that.
I
mean, Normani can dance pretty well, but yeah, I think I'd go with Adele's voice. But like, dude, being able to dance like Michael Jackson, that's like one of a kind.
Yeah, 100%.
The thing is, Michael Jackson can sing and dance.
Yeah,
100 million.
Bocelli?
100 million.
Look up Michael Jackson's net worth.
Yeah,
I'm actually very curious.
It's probably about 450 mil, I would say.
Oh, dude, yeah, maybe.
Wow,
Oh, that's Michael Jordan.
You fucking asshole! Don't do that,
Michael Jordan. I was gonna say
I put an MJ.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna say 600 million.
I said about 450 mil.
450. So over under 500.
Plus, his dad ripped him off like Britney Spears' dad was ripping them off his whole life too.
1.125
billion. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say $1 billion, but then you pulled up Michael Jordan by accident. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna have more than Michael Jordan.
Well,
but
I saw a video on Instagram recently where he's walking into like this like really nice sort of like I don't know, like a home shop, but for extremely rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like urns and shit.
Guys, hold on.
Doesn't he own all the Beatles' original songs too, or the estate?
He bought Eminem's album, the one that Eminem chirps him on.
Really?
And he bought like all the royalties to it or something. Like,
just because he gets chirped?
He owned the royalties to it. He was like saying, I don't care what you say. I'll just buy your fucking
the
rights.
That's a power move.
That is a power
and I'm
move.
almost positive he owns all the original recordings of the Beatles songs.
Could be right.
Something like that, or owns the royalties to them as well.
right,
the estate, or however that shit works.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
So I lied.
Okay.
What did you lie about?
So the executors placed his net worth at the time of his death just over $7 million. That's malarkey.
Ridiculous. When did he die? 2008?
No, 2010.
14?
I remember talking to our friend. I think it was 2000. No, I think it was 2007, 2008.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah, it could be 2009.
But the IRS estimated his net worth at $1.125 billion. So
have they settled that estate?
I'm going to CelebrityNetWorth.com, and it's 500 million.
June 25th, 2009.
2009.
What's his net worth? 500 million?
That's what Celebrity Net Worth has it as.
Okay. So, yeah, we're right in the middle.
We were at Oz. You remember where we were?
What?
What do you mean?
Where?
June 25th, 2009.
2009? I remember where I was. I was working.
Let me try and think about this.
You don't remember this?
2009, eh?
Do you remember where you were when Michael Jackson died?
I do. Yeah, absolutely. I was working at the golf course because I called our friend that
It
day.
was summer.
So did I.
Or spring.
Yes, June 25th is the summer.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't.
June 25th, 2009.
This
is why I don't get rid of my long-term memory.
There you go. This is specific, clearly, in Mike's mind. You guys,
no, that was 2010.
10.
That we were just about to leave the year after.
I don't know.
We were at Canada's Wonderland with
Base
my
Hunter?
cousin Adrian.
Oh,
Base
really?
Hunter?
Yeah. I totally not in my memory.
And Giancarlo. 4 of us went to Canada's Wonderland.
No.
Yeah.
just for the day?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you were there, dude.
Really?
Did something happen on this day other than Michael Jackson dying? Because you're like giving this look.
Honestly,
you should remember this.
Well,
I
because
think I was in a baseball tournament that weekend.
and then you maybe called me to fucking tell me. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember I was on the road with my dad.
Yeah, so I think you
Going to a
called
baseball
me
tournament
and told
or
me
something.
while they were riding Behemoth, maybe it was Giancarlo, it was Sis and my cousin Adrian,
No, I wasn't there.
and you fucking called me to tell me because this was around the time we were like in drama.
You know who else died?
I love
Oh yeah, I do. Let me think. What's her name? Old lady, Farrah.
No, even...
What are you guys talking about now?
Shirley Temple or
Oh, there's another car going through the
yeah,
microphones if you guys can hear that because we live next to a racetrack.
it was what's her name? Farrah.
Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett.
The next day?
And no one cared because MJ died.
Well,
But she was huge.
yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
She was.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh yeah.
Is this all in the same year?
Murphy.
Oh my god, I forgot about Brittany Murphy.
All right, let's
too.
go over all of them. Hold
Yeah.
on.
I know. Well, because remember I was
let's push
I
big science to the side for
I
this
sent
week.
you guys.
This is big science.
Remember I sent you guys that post the other day about that guy from Sons of Anarchy that they killed off the show, and
Yes.
I always wondered why. And
Oh yeah,
it's
2
a
days,
crazy
2 days
story.
later, 3 days later. Who is it? I know you. Okay, so within the same day was Farrah Fawcett,
MJ and Farrah Fawcett, same day?
and 2 days before that was Ed McMahon.
Yeah, the name sounds familiar. Yep.
WWE.
No, that's Vince.
Ed McMahon.
I don't know who Ed is.
And then 3 days after,
Who was it?
hi, Billy Mays here.
Oh yo!
What was that stuff called?
OxyClean. The power of OxyClean. That guy fucking.
There was a bunch of stuff he
Walter
did actually.
Cronkite, Patrick Swayze, Ted Kennedy, Brittany Murphy. Yeah.
Wow, 2009.
2016 was a rough year too. I remember.
Yes, it was. That was the saying for a long
can
time.
you hit 2016? Yeah, 2016 sucks. That's what we used.
But
to
I don't think it was just about deaths. I think
was
there was like
everything, yeah.
Ebola was going around in 2016.
John Travolta's son died.
Oh yeah, I
Jet.
forgot about that. Yeah, that was pretty sad.
Did you say Jeff? His name's Jeff?
Jet.
Oh, Jet. Interesting name.
You want to try 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
David Bowie,
Prince. Was Prince
Yeah,
2016?
David Bowie.
Alan Rickman.
I think I was going to say Snape died, which was horrible.
That's
horrible.
right.
Prince is there. Muhammad Ali is there.
Prince.
Oh, dude, 2016 sucked.
Arnold Palmer, I think, is there too.
Arnold
Remember Arnie
Palmer.
Palmy died?
Oh, my
And someone died
goodness.
right at the end of the year
Fidel
too.
Castro died.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, well, that's-
Alan Thicke died.
oh yeah, that was a horrible one too.
George Michael died. Carrie Fisher died.
Wow, Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carrie Fisher. That's who died right at the end of
Right
the
at
year.
the end of the
Yeah.
year.
Wow, dude, 2016 did
It was a
suck.
rough year, bro. It was a rough year for like celebrity deaths. Yeah.
I had a great summer that year, but in the celebrity world, I mean, that's a rough go.
What'd you do in the summer? Is that Thailand? No,
that was 2017 winter. 2016, I don't know. We'll talk off the air.
Okay.
All right, enough
Okay.
Enough death.
Well, enough death. We'll leave big signs for next time.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Thanks for listening or watching. By the way, before I do the final closing script, I had multiple people tell me this week that the Torts ending clip is their favorite part of the show.
It's the fucking best.
They
I
say
know.
it's absolutely
Sometimes
too
I just want to
perfect.
hit it whenever I feel like it.
Well, we'll give it to the people right now. Thanks for listening or watching today's episode.
Where is it?
Remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a rating or a review. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen. Hit us up on social media at Improversation Pod on Instagram and TikTok, at Improversation P on Twitter. We're out of here. And until next week.
Oh, then get the fuck out of here then. Okay, see ya.